Thank you. It is really my honor to be here with you again in Paris. You know, when we think about each time we get together, there are more voices that rise up. There are more voices that take comfort by virtue of your presence here today in Camp Liberty, in Iran, where they don't have the freedom to assemble, to have their voices heard. And so to everyone in the hall, from the back to the front, your voices represent the voices of freedom that are in Iran that cannot be heard now. Thank you. Let me welcome, you've got a whole host of dignitaries here who want to be heard. You know, it struck me as Linda was speaking, in Washington, the political parties seem to be able to get absolutely nothing accomplished because they agree on nothing. You're going to hear today from dignitaries from the United States, from around the world, but those from the United States come from both sides of the aisle. And the one thing they agree on, absolutely, is the need to get those out of Camp Liberty and for Iranian freedom. And so you will hear from them today. And it's important, you know, the other thing that strikes me is every time we meet here, the number of those who have had to give their lives in the cause of freedom goes up. And each time we meet, we work harder and we rededicate ourselves that no one should ever have to perish in the cause of freedom. And we will continue to fight to make sure that becomes true. Now, before we start the program, you know, Linda talked about the deteriorating conditions in Camp Liberty. It also includes, there have been no gasoline deliveries. That means there is not the means to run generators and lights. Patients, people who are in dire need with terminal illness, who need cancer treatments, patients in the last 2 weeks cannot get medical attention. And what's going on around them outside the camp? Well, it continues. There are Quds Force folks who are now training Badr forces. They continue to plan. The Iranian regime continues to support the activities of those who are outside the fence, who directly threaten those in Camp Liberty. And where is the UN? They ran. They left. They're not there. They're not doing their jobs where they're to bear witness and protect the people in Camp Liberty. So today, we must demand renewed action. We must demand some action from the UN to fulfill their mission to protect the residents of Camp Liberty from the dire conditions they're suffering from. Thank you. I'm going to turn it back over to Linda, and we're going to get the program started.
There is one name that needs no introduction to this audience, but we are going to begin our conference
برنامه امروز خود را
by presenting to
با
you a
معرفی
film
کردن شما
about the Iranian resistance
به
and the
فیلمی
leader of that
درباره
resistance, Mr.
مقاومت
Rajavi.
ایران و رهبر این مقاومت آقای مسعود رجوی.